Today, we're diving deep into one of Dreamworld's most iconic rides, the Gold Coaster. A ride with a long history that stretches back into its original days at Luna Park, Sydney, and evolved up over decades to become the sleek and thrilling experience it is today. This video will cover everything from the coaster's origins, technical details, its transformation over the years, and, of course, the all-important ride experience. Before it was called the Gold Coaster, this ride was known as the Big Dipper, and it originally opened at Luna Park, Sydney in 1995. The Big Dipper was designed by renowned roller coaster manufacturer Aerodynamics, a company known for building groundbreaking coasters across the world. At the time, it stood as the tallest and fastest coaster in the Southern Hemisphere, a true icon for Australian thrill seekers. But things weren't as smooth as they seemed. Due to its proximity to nearby residential areas, the Big Dipper faced a huge backlash from locals concerned about noise pollution. The controversy led to legal battles that restricted the ride's operating hours. These limitations made it impossible for Luna Park to run the coaster profanity, and by 1996, just 1 year after it opened, Luna Park was forced to close its doors once again. For 5 long years, the coaster sat dormant. Its fate unclear. It made occasional appearances in charity events and even featured in films like the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen movie Our Lips Are Sealed. But ultimately, the ride was destined for a new home. In 2001, Dreamworld owners, Macquarie Leisure Trust, saw potential in the coaster and purchased it for $3 million. But the process of relocating the ride was no small feat. Over 136 truckloads of steel track and supports made the long journey from Sydney to the Gold Coast. Once the ride was reassembled at Dreamworld, it underwent some modifications to fit its new environment. The supports had to be reworked to rest on the ground, as they were originally designed to sit on top of a building in Luna Park. The coaster reopened at Dreamworld as Cyclone on December 26, 2001, in a ceremony attended by local politicians and Dreamworld executives. Its new name, Cyclone, was inspired by the twisting, unpredictable nature of the ride. Much like a real cyclone, riders queued through a unique spiral building designed to simulate with the chaos of a storm, with lightning effects and shaking floors that added to the experience. In 2015, Dreamworld began a new era for the ride, transforming it into Hot Wheels Sidewinder, part of a larger rebranding effort that saw the introduction of its motorsport experience. This transformation wasn't just cosmetic. The ride received a brand new Vekoma train featuring onboard audio for the first time. The train was themed to resemble Hot Wheels race cars, giving riders the feeling of speeding through a high-stakes race. The new trains were faster, smoother, and more immersive, taking the coaster experience to the new level. The rebranding also introduced new colour schemes and a racing theme that completely revitalised the ride. In 2020, Dreamworld once again reinvented the ride, giving it a fresh new identity as the Gold Coaster, a throwback to the 1970s Gold Coast. The transformation was part of a larger effort to update several areas of the park, including ABC Kids World. The new theme draws inspiration from the vintage surf culture that put the Gold Coast on the map during the 70s. The track was painted in a striking aqua blue, and the supports were brightened to white, evoking the laid-back, beachy vibe of that era. The ride's queue now features an impressive attention to detail, immersing riders in a retro Gold Coast setting. You start at a motel entrance, wander through hallways with pastel colours and vintage decor, before entering a neon-lit room with surfboards lining the walls. From the moment you step inside, you're transported back in time. Now let's talk about what you've been waiting for, the ride experience. After boarding the vintage 1970s themed trains, you immediately make a sharp turn and begin ascending the chain lift hill, one of the hallmarks of aerodynamics coasters. The slow climb gives you plenty of time to take in the views of Dreamworld and the surrounding Gold Coast area. As you reach the top, the anticipation builds. You drop into the first descent, a smooth but accelerating drop that quickly picks up speed. From there, you enter a series of turns and drops that keep you on your toes. The real thrill comes as you dive into the first inversion, a reverse sidewinder, flipping you upside down before immediately twisting into the vertical loop, the signature moment of the ride. The ride's pacing is impressive, with just the right mix of airtime hills, sharp turns, and inversions. As you weave through the track, you'll notice how the coaster interacts with Dreamworld's Whitewater World water park, making the experience even more visually dynamic. When the Gold Coaster first opened as Cyclone in 2001, it became an instant hit, attracting more than half of all visitors to Dreamworld, including its first 6 months. Despite stiff competition from other rides like the Giant Drop and Tower of Terror, Cyclone held its own and helped increase overall park attendance by almost 7%. Its success played a crucial role in Dreamworld's continued growth through the early 2000s. While newer coasters like DC Rivals Hypercoaster and Steel Taipan have since overshadowed the Gold Coaster in terms of height and speed, the ride still holds a special place in the hearts of many visitors. It's a perfect example of how a coaster doesn't need to be the biggest or the fastest to be fun. The Gold Coaster strikes a balance between thrills and nostalgia, offering an experience that appeals to both families and adrenaline junkies. So, is the Gold Coaster still worth riding today? Absolutely. It may not break any records, but it's a well-rounded, enjoyable coaster that stood the test of time. With its smooth ride experience, immersing theming, and rich history, the Gold Coaster remains a must-ride attraction at Dreamworld. Whether you're a coaster enthusiast or someone who just wants a taste of classic thrills, you'll find something to love about this vintage gem. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the Gold Coaster. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more ultra-long detailed reviews of theme park attractions from around the Gold Coast. Let me know in the comments which ride you would like me to cover next. Until next time, keep chasing those thrills.